All right, let's dive into one of the biggest, most exciting shifts happening in AI right now. We're moving beyond AI that can just talk to creating AI agents that can actually do things. For the longest time, we've been chatting with AI, right? We ask a question, we get an answer, it's a conversation. But the really big question now is what happens when we give that AI hands? What if it could actually go out and perform tasks for us in the digital world? So to make this real, just picture this, an AI agent that's designed to be your personal research assistant. And I don't mean just a fancy search engine, I mean a totally automated researcher. And here's the magic. You give it a goal and it just goes. It figures out the entire workflow on its own. It's searching the web, pulling from Wikipedia, summarizing everything it finds, and then saving that final report right to a file for you. That's real autonomy. And that right there is the huge difference. We're not just chatting with a machine anymore. We are delegating a whole task to an intelligent agent. So the question is, how does one of these things actually work under the hood? So here's how we're going to break it all down. We're going to look at the agent's brain, how we give it instructions, the tools it uses, and finally, the logic that pulls it all together. Okay, first things first. Every agent needs a brain. It needs that central engine for thinking and reasoning. And in the world of AI, that engine is a large language model, or what we all call an LLM. So just think of the LLM as the source of all the intelligence. It's the part that understands your request, it processes all the information it finds, and it decides what to do next. It really is the cognitive core of the entire operation. Now, what's really cool is that developers aren't just stuck with one brain. They can actually pick and choose. They can use something like OpenAI's GPT models, or maybe they go with Anthropic's Claude. It's kind of like picking the right engine for a car. It all depends on the kind of performance you're looking for. Okay, so our agent has a brain. Awesome. But how do we tell it what to do? You can't just cross your fingers and hope it figures things out. Nope, you have to give it a super clear, detailed mission briefing. And this whole briefing really comes down to two critical steps. First, you've got something called a prompt template. Think of this like a formal set of orders that tells the agent its job and what you want. And second, you use an output parser. This tells the AI exactly how to format its final answer, like giving it a fill-in-the-blanks report template. And that second step? Oh, it is absolutely crucial, because instead of the AI just giving you a giant, messy wall of text, you get structured, organized data. You get a topic, a summary, a list of sources, all things an application can actually understand and use. It makes the AI's output predictable and, most importantly, reliable. Now we get to the really cool part. An agent's brain is smart, for sure, but on its own, it's kind of stuck in a box. To actually do things out in the digital world, it needs a set of tools. It needs a toolbox that gives it superpowers. These tools are what bridge the gap between thinking and doing. A web search tool lets it get live, up-to-the-minute info. A Wikipedia tool gives it a massive encyclopedia. And developers can even create brand new custom tools for almost any task you can think of, like saving a file. I mean, the possibilities here are pretty much endless. So, we've got a brain, we've got clear instructions, and we've got a toolbox. But what's the final piece of the puzzle? What actually puts it all into motion and decides which tool to use and when? Well, that's the job of the project manager. The technical name for this is the agent executor. You can think of it like the conductor of an orchestra. It looks at the goal you gave it, it looks at all the tools it has, and it says, okay, for this next step, I need the search tool. It runs the tool, checks the results, and then decides its next move, over and over until the job is done. And the wildest part? You can actually watch this thought process happen. The agent literally writes down its own reasoning, almost like a little internal monologue. It'll think to itself, okay, now I need to look up hammerhead sharks, or next I need to search for the latest research papers. It's not just spitting out an answer, it is actively planning and executing a strategy step by step. So let's pull it all together. We have a brain, a mission, a set of tools, and a project manager running the show. When you combine all that, what does it really mean? Why is this such a big deal? Well, what we're looking at here is a massive evolution in AI. We're moving away from AI that is just a passive conversation partner, and we're moving toward AI as an active, functional assistant, something you can delegate complex, multi-step jobs to. The big takeaway here is this. By giving AI tools, we've let it out of the box.
It can now interact with the entire world of software and data. And this is so much bigger than just writing better emails. We're talking about autonomous systems that could plan your entire vacation, from research to booking, or analyze complex sales data and draft a strategy report. We are just at the very, very beginning of this transformation.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. Now that AI can do more than just talk, now that it can actually act, what are the complex, the tedious, or the time-consuming tasks that you would hand over to your own personal AI agent? The possibilities are just starting to open up.